The story begins with a boy named Dylan, who keeps disturbing the class by making strange noises. Annoyed, the teacher asks him to solve a Newton equation on the board as punishment. As Dylan nervously starts writing, something unbelievable happens. His body slowly turns invisible, leaving the teacher and the entire class completely shocked. Next, we meet 6-year-old Cindy. While walking with her mother, a boy tries to trouble her. But Cindy is no ordinary child. She easily picks him up and throws him into a nearby tree. Everyone watching is stunned, while her mother becomes worried because she knows Cindy has incredible super strength. The story then introduces 16-year-old Jane. During lunch, some girls bully and insult her. Unable to control her anger, Jane uses her telekinetic powers and sends food flying at them. At that moment, everyone realizes she also has extraordinary abilities. Meanwhile, a boy named Tucker is at a swimming pool where a few boys make fun of him. Tucker suddenly stretches his body in an impossible way and jumps into the pool, creating a huge splash that shocks everyone around him. The story reveals that all these children are special. Years ago, the world was protected by a superhero team called Team Zenith. Its leader was Captain Zoom, famous for his incredible speed, while his brother Concussion fought beside him. The government enhanced their powers using Gamma-13 radiation. Zoom became faster than ever, but Concussion turned into a dangerous villain who began attacking his own teammates. To stop him, Zoom created a powerful vortex. Concussion disappeared, but Zoom lost all of his powers. 30 years later, inside the secret facility Area 52, Dr. Grant tells military officer Larrabee that Concussion never actually died. He was trapped inside a dimensional rift and now has only 12 days before he returns. Although Larrabee doesn't believe him at first, Dr. Grant explains that Concussion's body was never found, proving he survived. Realizing the danger, Larrabee decides to restart the Zenith program by recruiting children with special powers. But there is only one person capable of training them, Captain Zoom. Now living as an ordinary man, Jack, formerly Captain Zoom, has lost almost all of his abilities, though a tiny bit of his super speed still remains. Soon, Dr. Marsh and Dr. Grant approach him, asking him to train the new heroes. Jack immediately refuses, but they knock him unconscious with a tranquilizer dart and bring him to Area 52. When Jack wakes up, Dr. Grant gives him two choices: join the program with a monthly salary or go to prison. Left with no better option, Jack accepts. Soon after, Dr. Marsh introduces herself as the head of the project and excitedly tells Jack she has always admired Captain Zoom, but Jack shows little interest in hearing about his past. Marsh tells Jack that 10 gifted children have been brought to the base to create a new Team Zenith. His job is to choose the best ones and train them. But when Jack sees the kids, he is surprised because they are all very young. He asks how they could have powers without Gamma-13. Marsh explains that these children were born with their abilities, and she believes their powers can grow naturally without any experiments. Jack begins testing everyone. Most of the kids fail to impress him, but Dylan, Cindy, Jane, and Tucker stand out and are selected. When the four gather in one room, Jack asks if they know why they are there. Cindy repeats what Marsh told them, but Dylan believes they were brought here simply because they are different. Jack then tells them the truth. He reveals that he also grew up in this base and warns them that the military will force them to train, and may even use Gamma-13 on them. The kids become frightened. Marsh immediately pulls Jack aside and reminds him that no gamma tests will happen. Jack replies that he doesn't trust Larrabee and believes he will eventually use the radiation anyway. He admits he feels guilty because he is helping the military only for the money. Meanwhile, Larrabee tells Dr. Grant that there isn't enough time to train the children, so he may have to use Gamma-13 himself. However, he orders Grant to keep Concussion's return a secret from Jack. Later, Dr. Grant shows Jack a new Captain Zoom suit that was made years ago, but was never used. Seeing it brings back old memories and gives Jack a rare smile. At the same time, Marsh gives the children Captain Zoom comics and reveals that their trainer is actually the legendary hero who once saved the world. The kids become excited and rush to Jack. Cindy happily asks if they will also become superheroes with their own names and costumes. Jack explains that he once moved so fast he needed a special suit to keep his clothes from burning. But he reminds them that this is a military base, not a playground, and everyone must follow the rules. Dylan mocks Jack, saying that someone who has lost his own powers cannot train anyone. Soon the training begins. Cindy easily lifts heavy objects, and when Jack jokes about her strength, she throws a huge block at him. Jack barely dodges it and quickly praises her. Dylan keeps escaping by turning invisible, and Jack says he is only trying to run away. Tucker is afraid to train, but after Jack teases him, Tucker loses his temper and uses his powers to pin Jack against the wall. Watching all this, Jack asks Marsh what they are really preparing these children for. To his surprise, Marsh admits she doesn't know either. Frustrated, she tells Jack that the comics made him look like a true hero, but he has become a completely different person. Jack sadly replies that the comics were nothing more than government propaganda, and the real story was never that perfect. Determined to learn the truth, Marsh walks into a meeting and directly asks Larrabee about the real threat. Jack also demands answers, but Larrabee refuses to explain anything and has Jack removed from the room. After the meeting, Jack questions Marsh again, and this time she begins to feel emotional. Marsh tells Jack that she was excited to meet him because, as a child, she also felt different and had no friends. Captain Zoom comics were the only thing that gave her hope, but now she feels Jack is only training these kids for money. Hurt and disappointed, she walks away. Later, while taking the kids for combat training, Jack finds his old robot companion, Peeb. Happy to see him again, Jack takes the children to a hidden underground hangar where his old spaceship is stored. The kids are thrilled, and Jack takes them on a short ride. They even stop to grab some snacks, but the flying spaceship is spotted and soon appears on the news. Marsh rushes to the hangar, furious that Jack took the kids out instead of training them. Jack simply ignores her anger. That night, Cindy wakes up from a nightmare and goes to Jack's room. At first, he tells her to return to bed, but she starts crying and refuses to leave. Jack finally lets her sleep on the couch. Cindy quietly asks if her parents sent her away because she is different. Her words deeply affect Jack. He gently tells her that she isn't different, she is special, and her parents wanted her to learn how to use her powers to help others. Cindy then pulls the couch closer with her super strength and falls asleep, leaving Jack surprised by both her innocence and her abilities. The next day, training becomes much tougher, but the results are disappointing. Dylan keeps escaping, while the others also struggle. Jane loses her patience and blames Jack for not teaching them properly. Meanwhile, Jane, Tucker, and Cindy sneak into Dr. Grant's control room. While playing with the control panel, they accidentally activate different systems. Suddenly, heavy rain starts pouring, lightning flashes across the training area, and then snow begins to fall. The kids enjoy the chaos, but Dr. Grant is completely panicked. Frustrated with Dylan's behavior, the staff lock him inside a special cell. Jack later visits him and shares stories about Team Zenith and concussion before taking him out. He teaches Dylan to focus his mind instead of relying only on invisibility. Dylan successfully sees Jane from far away, and Jack explains that this hidden ability is called mind sight. He tells Dylan that he has the qualities to become the team's leader. When Dylan asks about concussion, Jack becomes quiet. He finally reveals that concussion was actually his own brother, Connor, who was once a great hero before Gamma-13 turned him into a dangerous villain. Unknown to them, Marsh secretly hears the entire conversation through the security cameras. Seeing these children reminds Jack of his old teammates, and he finally decides to train them with complete dedication. At the same time, Jane reveals that a small chain is the only memory she has of her parents, and she believes they abandoned her because of her powers. Dylan tries using his abilities to look into her past through the chain. Soon, Jack arrives with the research team and announces that from now on, the kids will receive both physical and mental training to fully control their powers. Under Jack's guidance, they improve quickly, and everyone starts performing much better. Seeing this sudden change, Marsh is surprised and asks Jack what made him change his mind. Jack tells Marsh that after losing his old teammates, he finally understood how valuable they were. He doesn't want these kids to repeat the same mistakes, so from now on he wants them to become more than a team. He wants them to become a family. Marsh is happy to hear this. Meanwhile, Dr. Grant warns Larrabee that Jack and Marsh are their only hope against concussion. He advises him not to use Gamma-13 because it was the same radiation that turned concussion into a villain. Grant also reveals that concussion is growing stronger and could return sooner than expected. Using a special device, he shows the dimensional rift. Larrabee, however, refuses to depend only on children. Grant explains that if the kids can keep concussion busy, his sonic net may capture and even cure him. He adds that if Jack still had his powers, he could reopen the vortex and reverse the gamma effect. Later, Jack celebrates the end of training with a small party. Dylan gives Jane a pendant with her parents' names on it, bringing the two closer. Cindy happily dances with Peeb, while Jack and Marsh finally share a lighthearted moment. But the celebration ends when Larrabee arrives with Gamma-13 and announces that the children will receive it the next morning. Jack strongly objects, reminding him what happened to Team Zenith, but Larrabee refuses to change his decision. The next morning, Jack secretly takes the kids to a hidden place where he once spent time with his old team. There, everyone chooses their own superhero name. Dylan becomes Houdini, Tucker becomes Megaboy, Jane calls herself Wonder, and Cindy chooses Princess. Jack smiles and says their family is finally complete, but they must escape before it's too late. Just then, Dylan gets a vision and sees the military preparing the Gamma test. He also discovers that Concussion is still alive and returning. Furious, Jack confronts Larrabee, but instead of answering, Larrabee locks him inside a special cell. Soon, guards arrive to take the kids for testing. This time, Marsh stands with them and uses her super breath to knock the guards away. Dylan, Tucker, Jane, and Cindy fight back, rescue Jack, and escape together. Jack is shocked when Marsh reveals that she also has superpowers and has been hiding them since childhood. The group reaches the underground hangar, escapes in the spaceship, and heads toward the dimensional rift. Jack tells Marsh to take the kids somewhere safe while he faces Concussion alone, but no one is willing to leave him behind. As soon as the rift opens, Concussion returns. Filled with anger, he blames Jack for abandoning him for 30 years and attacks immediately. Since Jack has no powers, he struggles to fight back. Peeb distracts Concussion, and Cindy bravely joins the battle. The military launches the sonic net, but Concussion easily destroys it. When the attack puts Cindy in danger, Jack's super speed suddenly returns. He races in, saves her just in time, and although Cindy briefly loses consciousness, she quickly wakes up. The final battle begins. Jack wears his Captain Zoom suit once again. Dylan and Jane keep Concussion distracted while Tucker launches him into the air. Cindy attacks with all her strength, and Jack creates a powerful vortex with his super speed. Finally, Marsh uses her super breath to push Concussion into the center of the vortex, and Jack expands it into a massive energy portal. This removes the Gamma-13 corruption, turning Concussion back into his old self. In the end, the two brothers reunite. Jack welcomes Connor back to Team Zenith, and together with the new generation of young heroes, they form a new superhero team to protect the world. And that's where the movie ends. If you enjoyed this recap, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next recap.